there's a story I was reading from this book, and I'm here with Ellie Tom. We're over here, we're just every day, we've been running the energy, we've been exercising, we've been meditating, we've been having breatharian talks, and it's been amazing. So I'm reading this book right now, and it's called Wu Wei Comes Alive, Making Every Step a Winning Step by Texan Teo. And it's by a man who also does Qigong. And there's a chapter, and it's called The Master Boatman. So I want to just read an excerpt and briefly talk about this, because I feel like once you know the pranic message, you see it in everything.
Right.
Like you always tell us, like, you know, you can see it in movies, you can see it in books, you can see it in, like, you see the message everywhere once you understand the message. So this one is called The Master Boatman. I'll just read this shortly. And it talks about the secret of the master boatman, and how that when you're well prepared, you are naturally confident. So that's the message. So one day, a disciple of Confucius meets a master boatman known for his superb mastery of boating. Amazed by his complete confidence in controlling the boat, the disciple asks, "Can anyone learn to handle a boat like you?" "Certainly," says the master boatman. "It's very simple. If you want to be an excellent boatman, don't worry about controlling the boat." The disciple was dumbfounded. "Not worry about controlling the boat? But how can I handle a boat if I don't control it?" "Well, you don't worry about the boat. You just make sure that you can swim," says the boatman. "If a man can swim, he'll master boating after some practice. If he can dive, he'll know how to handle the boat, even if it's the first time he sees the boat." The disciple finds the boatman's explanation very perplexing, so he goes to Confucius for advice. "A good swimmer can master boating after some practice because he's forgotten water," says Confucius. "A diver can master boating in no time because he sees water as dry land, and capsizing the boat is the same as overturning a cart. Whether it's capsizing, backsliding, or whatnot, nothing perturbs him, nothing disturbs him. He remains calm inside. And this is the case. How can he not be at ease?" So basically, we learn from the master boatman, learning when you already know how to swim, you are naturally ready for boating because you're no longer worried about the water. So where I feels like this pertains to the pranic message is like, you teach us about meditation as the foundation, and how before you worry about fasting, before you worry about getting around your family and your friends and going out into the world with all these bombarding, distractions and all this advertising and marketing, eat, food. Learn how to work with energy.
Right.
Build a foundation with energy. And that's like knowing how to swim when you're out at sea in the boat.
Exactly. This is perfect.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right. We live in an ocean of energy.
Exactly. Yeah.
And when you know how to swim,
Right.
you're not worried about the boat capsizing.
Exactly.
Oh
Exactly.
my gosh.
Okay.
This is right on key.
Okay.
This is it. That's the message.
Okay.
Oh man, perfect.
So, when you're getting people to understand, like, focus on the energy first, or focus on the light,
Exactly.
so that you don't have to worry about all these other things, these energetic strings that are pulling at you, these
Right.
cords that are pulling at you when it comes to levels of consumption.
Right.
Like the mastery of the master boatman, like how does that kind of correlate with it?
Oh, absolutely. So basically, the breatharian message, I tell people all the time, a person in their mind want to go straight to the boat and learn how to do it.
Right.
But we're teaching you how to swim in the light.
Yes. Yes.
And once you know how to swim, you'll figure it out.
Okay. Okay. You'll figure it out. So it's a lot easier for the practitioner who is more into their practice, who develops that practice,
Exactly.
versus the person who just tries to just jump in the water and they don't know how to swim.
And they don't know how to swim. And that's where the problem's at. Oh my gosh, this is good. and even when I'm teaching, I hear you say a lot, that's Wu Wei.
Right.
That's Wu Wei.
Right.
Because it all goes together. How to do something with less effort.
Yeah.
But first, get the mastery of the foundation together. And if you're working with energy, learn energy.
Right.
Learn the light.
Right.
The skill is just a byproduct of you knowing the light.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, man.
So everything comes after.
Everything else comes after. It falls in place.
Okay.
Because if you know how to swim, you ain't worried about the water.
Right. Right. So that takes away from a lot of draining of the mental energy.
Mm-hmm.
Like you conserve and you reserve so much psychic energy when you don't have to worry about it.
We don't got to worry about it. That's what it's all about.
Okay.
That's why in spirituality, you'll see somebody who's more advanced, but they own less. They have less because there's less worry on the mind.
Right. Right.
But you can get anything you want because you know how to swim.
And I remember when you were telling us about hiking, and you said the more knowledge you have, the less you need on your back.
Exactly.
So
it all goes together.
Right.
Oh, man. And like we said yesterday, one of the facets is fear. Fear is holding people back. So when people do jump on a boat and something happens to the boat, they don't know how to swim, so fear hit them and they're going to drown.
Right. Right. Fear goes hand in hand. We just had a message on fear the other day, and we were talking about, what was it? Fear, food, sex, and sleep.
Yep.
And how they all go together, they intertwine.
All together.
And I remember that there was a lot of fear surrounding food, because there were times where I would hear something, or people would hear things in the grapevine who were kind of in that cycle, and somebody would say something, for instance, like, oh, did you hear about a pepperoni shortage? There's a shortage of pepperonis. Did you hear about this? Did you hear about this? And then the whispers would get all around, the word travels like wildfire.
Right.
Next thing you know, the shelves are empty in the grocery store.
That's
pepperoni.
People. That's people for you.
Right? So
stock up now because we're going to die.
Right. Yeah.
And we've been trained to condition in that.
Right.
And what did we say yesterday about the instinct of unconsciousness? It became an instinct of being unconscious. Oh, man. In other words, addicted to tension and stress.
Okay.
That's wild, ain't it?
Yeah.
But if you grew up in it, you don't know no better, and that your mind is in that cycle, how can you break the karma?
Right.
But when you find out what the disease is, then you got something to start working with to bring the remedy.
Yes.
And the remedy is the light, learning how to swim.
Learning how to swim. Okay. So first, know how to swim before you try to learn the boat.
Exactly.
And
man, the things go easier.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
man.
Blessings.
Here we go. Thank you. That was a good one.
Awesome.
La la.
Much love. Much love.
Much love.
Thank you for listening.